Lieutenant Governor Will Ainsworth joins us to talk about the special session. Hey, Will, good morning.
Hey, good morning. How are y'all doing?
Doing well. Hope you are.
Yeah, doing great. Loving this weather, and it's actually my daughter's 10th birthday today. So
I saw you tweeted that out. Yeah, tell Addie we said happy birthday.
Yes, ma'am, I'll do it. And just drop the kids off at school and getting ready to, got to go to one meeting, then head to Montgomery. So.
Well, we knew that a special session, at least one, was coming, Will, and that one that we knew about is still to come. And, of course, I'm talking about redistricting there. That should come, I guess, later on in October is the expectation. You could tell us more about that. This one was kind of talked about around the water coolers that we had to do something. Obviously, the lease option plan that the governor went with to begin with did not really it didn't pan out for a variety of different reasons. And so here we are in special session. It seems that to me that everyone's kind of of the same accord that we have a way to solve this issue. Just talk to us about it a little bit.
Yeah, no, I think you're dead on. And so, I mean, this is an issue we've been dealing with for a while. I remember when I was in the House, I served in the House from 2014 to 18. You know, we almost had a consensus plan. Then everything, just caught on fire with Governor Bentley. And so that blew that up. But, honestly, I think it's something we need to deal with. I think the plan that's in place right now, to your point, has really good support. And it seems like, we're going to go down there and get it knocked out pretty quick. I think the plan using, some of the federal money, certainly I think that's wise. I think bonding and us owning the facilities instead of leasing them is a lot better option. Just something I've always agreed with, that, you're better to own an asset if you're going to pay for it for, 20, 30 years, no matter it's business or government. And so I actually think I feel really good about it. And, about having another special session, we'll definitely have one on redistricting. I think we have to have that, and that'll probably be in end of October, 1st of November. But, I think right now my understanding is the votes in the Senate and House are there to, get this plan passed. And then, that'll be a good step in fixing this problem in our state.
Will, talk to us a little bit, too, maybe for those that don't know the history with the federal government kind of pressuring the state of Alabama, hey, you guys got to get this done or we're gonna come in and start taking over this. The reason why this is so important that in this special session this gets taken care of so that doesn't happen. And maybe just, give us a general, idea of what that, background was with the feds talking about doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. Great point. And so, first, just kind of let y'all know, a lot of people, I get this all the time out on the campaign trail or out when I'm talking to people just in general, across the state. They're like, why do we need to build new prisons? We can just, almost build, tent type camp things. And we're like, no, you can't do that, right? And so federal government, there's precedent where they've come in other states when states have not addressed, the situation. And we have a federal lawsuit right now against us in Alabama dealing with overcrowdedness, dealing with mental health issues. And so we have to actually deal with those issues in order to make sure the feds don't come in. And the question is, when are they going to come in? And so what we want to do is be proactive and solve the problem. Governor Ivey said this many times. We need to come up with the Alabama solution for an Alabama problem. And I agree with her, and certainly want to commend her for taking the lead on this, and commend the legislature, the House and Senate, and both parties. There was a bipartisan letter that went out, this last week supporting this, and I certainly support fixing the problem, and excited to hopefully get down there today and get the ball rolling.
One of the senators that will be charged with debating and deliberating on this prison plan is State Senator Billy Beasley. And this is some of the trouble that when we discuss the building of new prisons and whatnot and the expenditure of the money that we run into, that he doesn't like the idea of his district being a net loser in this, saying recently, I believe it was on the Jeff Poor show down in Mobile, that he was concerned that his municipalities in his district would be on the hook and lose their prisons that they currently have if other prisons were built. It's odd to me, and I understand Billy is a Democrat, and we've got a supermajority of Republicans in the House, a supermajority of Republicans in the Senate, But it's always odd to me when politicians talk about government like it's a jobs program. I mean, obviously, I understand that he doesn't want to lose, quote unquote, jobs in his individual district. But I mean, that's naturally going to happen when we have to close some of these facilities down for more modern facilities that pass muster both from the state and the federal government.
Yeah, no, you're right, Matt. And that's part of what this is going to do. I mean, we've got to cut some of these prisons out. I mean, when they initially designed our whole system, what we're trying to do is streamline it, make it more efficient, and modernize it with technology. And, there's a cost savings from doing that. Instead of having little prisons spread out all out, we're going to have super prisons. And with the use of technology, you certainly can save you money. But with that, certainly there's going to be some places that are going to, need to shut down. And to be honest, they probably need to be repurposed for something else. It's just their useful life of serving as a effective prison is probably past.
You expect that this can get done in a minimum amount of time. Do you believe that there will be any wrench thrown into the works during the session? Do you foresee any of that, Will?
I'm sure there'll be a wrench. I'm trying to think if I've been a part of a session that just, went really smooth and you never had any curveballs. I'll say that, I don't want to sound overly optimistic on this, but I feel really good about it. I think that there's been a lot of people that have put in a lot of work and a lot of effort. And, I certainly think there'll be people that are opposed to it that'll try to throw a wrench in it. But I honestly think that by the end of next Friday, we'll have a bill passed to, this coming Friday, to get a bill passed to get this done. And it's because of a lot of people in the House and Senate and the governor's office that's all working together to try to solve this problem.
Well, things get underway at about 4 o'clock today. Can you give us kind of a lay of the land, what happens today and what happens maybe tomorrow and Wednesday, I guess as we say, how the sausage is made for those that may not know, kind of tell us the schedule this week.
Yeah, so in the Senate, the bills will start in the House, and so today we'll just kind of gavel in, go through just normal, basic things you got to do when you come in session and go out. The House will, get the bill introduced today, get its first reading, be in committee tomorrow, be on the floor Wednesday, get transmitted up on Wednesday. And so the Senate, the first 3 days will be more just, coming in, just procedural stuff. And then assuming the House passes the bills on Wednesday, they'll come upstairs. Then they'll be in committee on Thursday and then on the floor on Friday. And that's 5 days the quickest you can pass a bill. And so, I would expect by Friday for us to be debating and hopefully getting final passage. I'm sure there'll be some differences in the bill. So it could be a conference committee, on Friday with the Senate and House. And then, but I'm really encouraged by, what I'm hearing from the House and Senate leadership, and certainly think we're going to get this done.
Our guest, Lieutenant Governor Will Ainsworth, talking special session with prisons on the horizon. And then there's another special session that will come up. We made reference to it early on in the conversation. Will, are you anticipating that to be somewhere around the mid-October range?
Yeah, I think mid to end of October could be, I think probably the end of October. And, that's on redistricting is, what Matt's referring to. I know he brought that up earlier. And, we've got to do that. And one of the positive things, this is a great thing for Alabama, is our population grew 5%. And so we're going to have to redraw some seats. We're going to have to, I think one of the goals is to make counties, more whole. That's one of the things that I think it was Department of Justice asked us to do, was to make our counties more whole where they weren't chopped up as much. But the good thing is when your population grows, everybody, the talk on in Montgomery for so long was, we're going to lose a congressional seat. Well, we didn't. And the reason we didn't is because people are moving to Alabama and we're doing things here that work. And so because of that, we got our House seat and Senate seats as far as state House and Senate. We're going to have to redraw that. And then there'll be some stuff that had to be done with the congressional lines as well. But Senator Jim McClendon does a good job on that. He's very thorough. He's got a lot of knowledge. And that's one of the things as Lieutenant Governor, your audience probably doesn't know, but I actually appoint the Senate members to the redistricting committee, and I've got complete confidence that they'll do a good job to make sure we get those districts drawn fairly, and to also, show the increase in population that Alabama's had, which is an exciting thing.
On the congressional front, where there is traditionally a little more controversy, the 6th and 7th districts in Alabama, the 6th district is consistently one of the most conservative districts in the United States of America, and the 7th district is consistently one of the more liberal districts in the United States of America. And clearly you understand the gerrymandering that has gone on. Initially, the design was, and I don't think I'm being controversial in saying this, Will, the design was to get a minority participant in Congress in Alabama. And they gerrymandered a district that would almost assure that occurred. How much reconfiguring do you anticipate? Because I've seen the map. Anyone that's seen the map, it just seems ridiculously overdone in an effort to make sure that you have that Democrat legislative district. And by extension, when you do that, you create the most conservative district in the United States, or one of. So, I mean, do you anticipate re-looking at that, or are we kind of bound by what we already have and can expect a little more of the same moving forward for the next 10 years?
I think they're going to look at everything, right, and try to figure out what is the best way to draw districts for Alabama. So I certainly think everything's on the table. They just want it done fairly and accurately. And look, I mean, we're a Republican state by a huge majority. So, but I think at the end of the day, I don't think we need to gerrymander anything, right? That's my opinion. And so, as far as on that particular thing, Matt, just to be honest, I have not asked Senator McClendon about that. And, but my advice, if he asks, which he hasn't, but my advice is that, look, just do what's right. Make sure that when we look at maps, it's something we can be proud of, and certainly don't want gerrymandering on anything.
Well, Will, best of luck this week. I know you're getting ready to get into a meeting and then head on down later on today as we gavel in at about 4 o'clock. We'll be monitoring the situation, and we'll talk to you again very soon.
Hey, always good to be on.
We'll catch up with you later. Take care.